We're getting this thing started early. Getting this thing started early, people. Getting it started early. You guys ready? You guys are ready? Put a 1 in the chat. So you guys see the title, right? I'm gonna shout some of you guys out, but I'll wait. Let you guys get in a little bit. But you guys see the title, man. If you guys see the title, if you read the title, put a 1 in the chat. Titles versus finance. Good and bad. You know. You guys know what happened to the hurricane truck. You know, what up, Mark? Trucker Mark, what's going on? What up, Chill Rocho? 2-4, what up? G80 Sean in the building, what up? Stanza, what up? So think about this. This is what I want you guys to think about. This is what I want to help you with. Matter of fact, let me look up something real quick. And I'm gonna share it with you. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see. And here's the craziest thing, right? We're gonna talk about old Penske. Talk all that good stuff. See if they got prices on their stuff. Sort by distance. There we go. I'm gonna bring this up. I want to show you guys some stuff. So check this out, man. We're gonna learn something today. I want you guys to understand something. Let's say the hurricane truck, right? Let's say I bought it at a dealership. Let's say I was making payments. Right? What up, Anthony? Let's say I was making payments, right? And let's say what happened to me with payments. Now that's not the case, obviously. It's a cash truck, right? But here's what I want to show you guys. This is the difference between having a title on your hand and being financed. If I had to finance that truck and I'm making payments and the engine goes out, right? Drops the sleeve. And I'm telling you right now, on these Cummins, you just never know. I can show you in the truck paper, you know, where they're rebuilding them on 200,000, 300,000, 500,000, 700,000, sometimes a million. You just never know, right? Look at these trucks right here. Let's pick out a truck. Let's see. How many miles this one have? View details. See, this truck has 233,000 miles. It's out of warranty. It'll be out of warranty at 250. And they want 127. What do you guys think would happen if you dropped a sleeve and you owe $127,000 on the truck? Let's say you're an owner operator. What do? Don't worry, SoCal. Don't even worry about it. My company's A plus. All I can do is I can call it Penske. You know, I can go rent one of those trucks until, you know, I get the money together, rebuild mine, or whatever the story, right? I called Penske just for shits and giggles, right? For this topic. Do you guys know how much Penske charges to rent a sleeper truck? Anybody know? Anybody know? See, they got a daily charge, but you also do a weekly charge. Their weekly charge is $1,070 a week plus 20 cents a mile. If you run 3,000 miles a week, which I know a lot of you guys do, that's $600 on top of the 1,070. So you're basically gonna spend $1,700 a week on a truck. I know what you're saying. Yeah, SoCal, but that covers the maintenance. It's a brand new truck. If you rent that thing for a whole year, you just gave them almost 100 grand to rent their truck. Am I making sense to you guys? You guys follow me? These trucks right here. Here's a 2022 for $70,000. I'm sure. Let's see. It's got the automatic, all that shit, right? Look at the miles. 417,000 miles. Now my truck dropped a sleeve at 711,000 miles, which is 300,000 miles from this odometer on this truck. 70 grand, which means you'd have to pay off 70 grand, you know, before you hit the 700 mark. But we've seen them drop at 500,000. Don't worry about it, SoCal. I'll get a warranty. I'll get a warranty. Well, every time I had a warranty, they've always covered broken parts. They never covered sleeves. Let me see something. Let me see something. And the reason why I'm doing this, I'm trying to compare the difference between if you got the title or you're financing. Let's see. Check this out. All right. So here's Premiere 2000. When I had Premiere 2000, they didn't cover drop sleeves. Why? How do I know? Because I had a drop sleeve and they said they don't cover it. Let's see. Let's see. So in this one, you guys can pick what warranties you want. I don't know what warranty that shit is, but let's see. I wanna find the breakdown. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me see. So here's what it covers. And what up, James? Let's see. Let's see. I'm reading through here. Uh, connecting rods, cylinder broadcasting, cylinder head. Down here, I don't see anything about if you drop a sleeve that they fix it. And then they tell you, right? Pistons, 20 to 30,000 injectors, radiator, fuel pump, transmission. Now I'm not turning down as far as should you get a warranty or not. If you get a warranty at the dealer's cost, you're financing, get a warranty because if turbos goes out, water pumps go out, all that kind of stuff, cool thing is it'll cover the tow and you can get the stuff fixed. But the difference is if you have a cash truck and something like that happens, you have a choice. You can pay cash to get a rebuild. If your credit sucks, you can. I'm not even talking about X15, James. I'm talking about all of them. We've had ISXs blow up at 400,000 miles too. So, just saying. Um, but if you had a cash truck, you have a lot of options, right? You can if you had the cash saved up, you can rebuild it. If you don't, you can finance it. If you don't got the credit, you can put the title up, get a title on, to do that probably, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you got to take the truck to go show it to them or whatever, but um or you can sell the truck, right? If you're financed, if you're financed, it's a little bit more harder. It's financed and you owe 50,000, 40,000, you're not going to sell the truck. You can't trade it in. 9 times out of 10, if you got that truck, it's going to be a little more harder to get the engine financed because they see the loan of the truck on there. And what do you do? What do you do? I'm telling you guys this and showing you guys this, and I've talked about this before because you got to cover your all bases, right? Especially if you're a one truck situation. Now, if you have multiple trucks, your second truck, you can double up on it. You still got an income coming in or whatever. But if you're an owner operator and that's your only truck, and I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, I can put people on in my circle all over. They'll tell you about these X15s and ISXs dropping sleeves at 400,000 miles. When my truck dropped that sleeve, I wasn't shocked. I wasn't shocked because that's what the fuck they do. And I knew this. And if you notice, that's why I've been switching and doing things with DD15s. As much as we hate it, the DD15s, that they don't all last. Like I looked on the marketplace and I've seen some DD15s, have to get a rebuild too. I was surprised it hot to 700,000. What do you mean it hot too? What's that mean? The truck never got hot. The truck never got hot, people. Understand that. It never got hot. They don't have to be hot to drop a sleeve. You guys understand this, right? So, but the whole thing is this, right? So this is one of the warranties, and these warranties can be pretty pricey. I've heard these warranties, which um, it sucks because they don't have no prices. But I've heard people saying these warranties are all the way up to like 10 grand on these things. Rare 2000 claims. And the only phone number they have is the claim department. So think about that though. What up, T-Bone? So when you're looking to buy a truck, just understand the whole situations. Understand the whole situation. understand that. What do I do just in case? Worst case scenario. What do I do? Let me see here. Go back to this again. Use trackers. There we go. Go back on the screen. Because I don't want that situation happening to you guys. You guys are making payments. But I mean, and we can call on any of these trucks too and see what a warranty would cost if you guys want. I don't know. Let me know. But here's one for 74,000. Got 301,000 miles. It's out of warranty. This one, 563. Look at this truck, 563,000 miles, out of warranty. What does the term dropping a sleeve mean? So, what happens when you drop a sleeve is, so your piston is in a sleeve, the sleeve's in your block. What happens is the sleeve gets lower than the specs when it's sitting on the block, and then it blows the head gasket. And how can it be avoided? It cannot be avoided. It's just that's how these new engines are. You can drive it perfect, change the oil all the time. You can do whatever you can do, and there's no way to avoid it. There's no way to avoid it. You know. But hang on a second. Fucking phone's gonna go crazy. Listen to this shit, man. What the fuck, bro? Hang on a second. So, yeah. Now, let's see. I had an MTP warranty on the truck. It was roughly 7,000 for 2 years, 200,000 miles. Yeah, yeah. I've had that warranty. I've had Premier. I've had all kinds of warranties. I've had a lot of luck with warranties. Um, I've had them replace 13-speed manual transmissions, turbos, water pumps. All kinds of stuff. But I also had a drop sleeve on my Kenworth, and it was a ISX, James ISX. It was an older Kenworth, a 2005, 2008, one of those, and it dropped the liner, and they didn't warranty it. They didn't warranty it. So you just be careful. I'm not saying don't get a warranty. I'm not telling you guys none of that. I'm just giving you guys information, and you guys can figure this stuff out. See this truck right here? It tells you right here. Got 563,000 miles. But SoCal, it's a 2022. It still got warranty to 750. Let's see. Priced with a 90-day warranty. Right here, black and white. 90-day warranty. Right here. You got a 90-day warranty. So a $63,000 truck in 3 months, it drops a sleeve. Where you at? And what do their warranties cover? Will they cover a drop sleeve? So, but yeah. I'm about to measure my liner height right now, and then we're gonna go. Then we're going to throw a new head on it. Yeah. So the guys that cut the blocks, they can come out and analyze it and stuff like that. And There's a lot of things I could have did with the truck, guys. I could have, since it only had 700,000 miles, which to some people is a lot, some people it's not. Um, but I could just pay this to have it all ripped apart. Had the guy come, cut the block, drop the same sleeve pistons and everything back in, put it back together, and run it down the road, or sold it to somebody. And that's something to be careful too. Do people do that? If that happened, you think they pull out the shit out, cut the block, put it back together, and then sell it? You know? Um, my scariest thing on the whole situation was the truck was turned off going down a steep ass hill with 80,000 pounds. And I didn't know it was bent, broke, cracked, and Pandora's box, right? And being a Cummins, I'm not doing Pandora box. But yeah, this one's got a 90-day warranty. What's this other one have? This one. Here's another one. The 2022 Peterbilt for $75,000. I round up. It's $100 off, right? 75,000. 300,000 miles. But SoCal, we got that big old warranty. Okay. Price with a 90-day warranty. So you spend $75,000, you get a 90-day warranty. It's right there. 90-day warranty. So I know with Peterbilt, now once it's out of warranty, fucking son of a bitch with this fucking phone, bro. Hang on, guys. I gotta do paperwork real quick. But I'm telling you this, man, just to show you guys something, right? Um, 3 out of 3. Just to show you guys something, right? Like you just never know, man. You just never know. And I knew this with Cummins. I don't give a fuck. It could be ISX or X15. They're good engines when they're good engines. But that's why you guys been seeing I've been switching to DD15s, man. DD15s. Pokemon's got 920,000 miles. You know, the black truck now has like 400 and some change on it. When I just rebuilt had 1.1. You think I'm worried about the engines on those? No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, guys, I'm just doing something. Drivers send me stuff, and I gotta do something. What up, Wicked? So that's all, man. So matter of fact, let's go look at that 120 something $1,000 truck. Let's go back to that one. What kind of warranty does that truck got? Where is it? Is this one? Pretty much $128,000. 233,000 miles, and they don't mention a warranty. And the reason why they're not mentioning a warranty because these trucks are warranted factory 2 years, 250,000 miles. So whoever spends the $128,000 on this used truck, they have an option to within 15,000 miles, they have an option to add additional warranty. So Let's see. Maybe the vehicle details. Audio transmission. Yeah, so it's under warranty. I could call them and all that, but I already know the business. I already know the situation. What up, Alex? So yeah, so think about that. Think about that when you're buying a truck. You're thinking on buying a truck. You just here's what I always tell people, right? I'm not a negative individual, but when I do things, I plan for worst case scenario. Does that make sense? Why do I plan for worst case scenario? Put it in the chat. Why do I do that? Why do I plan for worst case? Send this paperwork to Freeland. Worst case is because you can prepare for it. Worst case, if you buy a truck, DJ says, "Hello, SoCal. Didn't get notification of your live feed." Nobody ever does, DJ. YouTube does that, man. What up, JF? YouTube does that shit. My motor had a cracked head. The bottom end is clean. There you go. There you go. So I'm looking around at trucks again, obviously, trying to figure some stuff out. Let's see. Let's see. Now this would be cool if I had a sleeper on it. How many miles does this truck have? That's brand new. Never hauled a load. Never hauled a load. But you guys see the difference between financing and if you pay cash? If when you finance, up there in the now, if you finance a $20,000 truck, $30,000 truck, that payment, that situation is not going to hurt you if you drop a sleeve and all that kind of shit, right? It's not going to hurt you too bad. But you drop money on $70,000, $90,000 trucks with 90-day warranties, and then in 6 months, I think drops a sleeve, and you got a pretty healthy payment. You know, you just got to be careful, man. You just got to be careful, and that's all I'm trying to do is just let you guys know, man. Just plan for worst case scenario. It's not being negative. It's none of that. It's just that's what you're supposed to do, man. On your business plan and everything else, you're supposed to plan for worst case scenario. You think all these businesses and stuff, they plan on their best sales or their best this or best that? No. They plan their numbers on worst case scenarios. Takes money to run a business, cash or finance. You're going to spend money in order to continue making money. Yep. You can build your buying what? You can build your buying credit. You can build your buying credit. The problem is though, is if you over leverage your business due to mishaps in business, that's when you start struggling, you start stressing, you start making decisions you normally wouldn't make. You know what I mean? Like it's just a bad situation. Bad situation. What's the difference between a older truck or let me pick a truck out to help you guys out. Let me see here. So this looks like a hurricane truck, and it's in Oklahoma. 2019 579. This is a hurricane truck. See the visor? So if I was going to sell my hurricane, it would have sold for $69,000. And look at all this proud stuff they're talking about it. Yeah. Ugly color, but there's this. See, 18 speed, Eaton Fuller transmission, all that stuff. So, that hurricane truck, that's a $70,000 truck. It's right here. But let's just say, let's go back. Let's say this truck right here. Is it this one? No, not this one. Let me go back to the blue ones. So, like this truck right here. What's the difference between this truck and an older truck? A 2007 something, 2008, 2006, 2005. What's the difference between this one with the Cummins and a 2005 with the Cummins? Let's say you got the money to pay cash for a 2005 Kenworth something or a 2005 Peterbilt something, right? You can pay cash or you can put a down payment on this blue one. What's your best move? What's your best move? Now, people can talk about fuel mileage, but you know what? As long as the engine, which in the 2008, 9, 10, all that, you know, they all get good mileage. They all get good mileage. The difference is the sooner you don't have a truck payment, the sooner you see more profit in your business. The sooner you see more profit in your business is the sooner you can save up to do a rebuild. Now, a lot of people, you just delete it. God is good. You just delete the shit. Um, but 2006, 2005, they don't have all that stuff. But the reality is this, guys. The whole thing is this. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your knowledge. You gotta know the difference between investing in yourself and spending money on yourself. There is a difference. You got to make sure as an investor, does the leads mess up MPG? Nah, shit. The craziest thing is this, guys. I've been deleting since 2008. If you can find somebody who's been deleting before 2008, let me know. I like to meet them. I live in California. I go through scales. I do all that shit. Now we're smogging. Are deleted trucks passing smog? Yes. I don't know what that bullshit. I don't know what they're looking for. But when they plug in to do the smog check or whatever the fuck they're doing, it ain't giving two fucks about deleted trucks. I don't know what they're looking for. Don't know the situation. I need to find out and inquire on it. But when you delete a truck, let me teach you the difference. If you got a truck with the after treatment, right? It's like you laying on your back of the asphalt, right? Just picture this for a second. If you're not driving, close your eyes and picture this. Picture you laying on your back on a basketball court, and a 400-pound woman, guy, whatever the fuck you want to picture, sits on you while you're laying on your back, sits on your stomach. Now, how well can you breathe? How well can you breathe? You can still breathe, but how well can you breathe? See, that's what the after treatment does to your truck. How well can you breathe? Now, when you delete it, it's like taking the fat motherfucker off your chest, and now you're like, oh, whew, man, I can breathe better now. Yeah, you can. You see the difference? And you'll get better fuel mileage. You'll get better fuel mileage. So because of those three things, or those two things, think about that. Now, I'm not promoting to delete a truck, whatever. I don't give a fuck what you guys do. I don't even give a fuck if you guys buy a truck. I'm not promoting you guys to buy a truck, delete a truck, fucking go to the dealership. I ain't trying to tell you guys what to do. I'm giving you guys information so you guys can make a good decision based off what you want to do. If that makes sense. But when you're financing a truck, it does not give you a safety net. When you go to the dealership to go get a truck, it doesn't put you in a safety net. You know, you guys have to just be careful with that shit. Hang on 1 second. Where's this thing at? Let me see. It must be. What's this one? I'm doing paperwork and doing things while we're going live. I have to multitask. I'm almost done, guys. We're just waiting on this paperwork, so I'm trying to finish it. Read you guys' comments. I'm almost done. Should the blue Freightliner I just rebuilt? I'm gonna just say I did some stuff to it. I ain't gonna tell you what I did, you know. But I did some stuff to it, and man, that truck is feeling good right now. Feeling good, people. It can breathe, and the damn fuel gauge does not move. For a second, I thought the fuel gauge was broke. I'm like, damn, is the fucking fuel gauge working? That's the mileage it's getting right now. 1 second. My car I put in the paint shop. I got the car yesterday, man. Fucking, it'll be ready today. Very excited. As soon as it comes out the paint shop, I'm putting the rims and tires on it. Why? Just so I can sit in the driveway. All right. Let me read your things. I have proud piss. I don't know what that means. I have a truck. Owner. Lauderdale told me go make money. Truck is ready. Comes to everything application all the way up to the starting company going now. Said they always hiring. We just got a new batch of oil from the big Trump. Gas is about to be really cheap. Rude bastards. What up, FJ? Sorry, I'm late dealing with some major problems. Need good company to bring truck to so I can work. There you go. Yeah, so this is the biggest deal, guys. If you're buying from a dealer or you're buying from a person, you know, like you just got to be careful, man, because just because you're spending $60,000-$70,000 on a truck with 600,000 miles, there's no guarantee on this truck compared to a truck that's got 200, a 2010 truck or 2005 truck. It's got 1,000,000 miles. There's no difference. This one can drop a sleeve any fucking time, anytime it wants to. And so can the older truck. The difference is if it's an older truck and you pay cash, you don't have to try texting the device. I didn't get your text, FJ. Let me look. mean, I got the text on that one thing, but I mean, I gotta speak it on here. But let me see here. Why does all these spams hit my phone? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spams. That's probably why I didn't see your shit, FJ. 9 spam text messages. All right. Image or video is no longer available. So you sent me a video, but it's gone apparently. Can I speak on that, FJ, or no? I mean, the first sentence, not what you're going through, but the first sentence. Let's see. Oh, it's not public. You said. Yeah, change 2%. All right. So here's what I would tell you. All right, you said I can talk about it. So FJ right here, he says, "Well, my company's getting ready to." Again, he's a mentee, so that's why he's texting me, right? Well, my company's getting ready to shut down to Taylor Express out of North Carolina. So Taylor Express out of North Carolina is getting ready to shut down. It's not public yet. So you're hearing it here first from FJ. He says, not public, but just got told I have 2 weeks to either change to percentage payment, reefer division, or I'm out. What do you mean percentage payment? What does that mean? That means your company and you're going to be on percentage? So the first thing I do with this percentage shit, which you're almost ready to put your truck on the road. So my advice to you, I'll tell you, is switch over. Switch over for now. Just because you're right in the middle of finishing up your goal. And so, just you gotta just hang tough and just, eat the shit. Switch over to percentage. Sure you're gonna make less money, but we'll see. And you just want something coming in to finish up your goal. Does that make sense? So, so I was looking at all these trucks, man, and when you spend $63,000 on this truck, or you go spend 10, 15,000, $20,000 on a truck, tell me which way is which is the best way to go? This blue truck right here, put in a 1. Go spend money on a $20,000 truck, push 2, put in a 2. What do you think is a better way to go? See, the problem that people have in trucking is they compare trucks like they do cars. If you go get a car at a dealership, they got to do all this inspection shit, put new brakes. If it's under this, do that, do this. Even if it says it's as is, no warranty. The reality is the dealership's still on the hook a little bit. So if you drive off in a week and it blows up, you can say, God dang, I know it's as is, but damn, the dealership's gonna do whatever they can to help you out, when you buy a car because, you know, they want to make sure that their name's not smeared and just, all kinds of stuff. And people take that mindset to trucking. You cannot do that. Trucking is a whole different beast. It's a whole different everything. When I bought the blue 389, right? I bought it at a dealer in Fontana. I told him it was deleted. I told him it was deleted. I could tell with my knowledge, and that's what's so important about knowledge. I knew the motherfucker was deleted because I pay attention to every sound and everything that goes on. He didn't even know, apparently, somehow it was deleted. He said that he was going to get a hold of his mechanic, and the next day he said, man, I'm sorry, it's deleted. You want your money back and all that shit. I was like, hell no, that's a perk for me because that's less problems. And that was at a dealership. Just because you're going to the dealership, guys, I want you guys to understand this, does not mean you guys are safe. Oh, fuck it, man. I'm back, people. I'm back. Sorry, I had a driver on the phone. No, it's not a 30-minute break, man. I gotta do business, guys. I mean, I know I'm on here trying to help you guys out, but I gotta make my money. I gotta be there for my drivers, so I do the best I can. How do you know if it was deleted correctly? Well, there's no way for me to know if it's deleted correctly. There's no way to tell. I can tell if it's been on a Peterbilt. I can tell if it's been deleted. But even the Freightliner does different. So how I can tell a Freightliner's not deleted and deleted is this. On a Peterbilt, when you turn it off, the DEF system purges itself. It'll do a purge. It cleans the lines. It does a purge. So you can hear that most of the time. And so when I jumped in that truck, it didn't do that. And then that's how I knew it was deleted. You pay retail at dealerships, wholesale with individuals. Yeah, it's a fact. But there's a difference, Atlanta. There's a difference. Um, at a dealership, you have more of a guarantee of getting financed if that's the way you got to go. But it just depends on you. Everybody's different. You can call your bank up and get a cashier check for a private purchase also, but everybody's different. Their credits, all you guys' credit, everything's just different. So, but I always like to prefer to buy from somebody than come into the dealership because I get zero comfort at the dealership. Zero. All they do is hide things better. You know what I mean? They put armor on the tires. They make sure it's polished. They degrease the engine. They do all this special shit. I'd rather you not do that so I can see what the hell the damn truck looks like. You know? So yeah, so there's a lot of difference between if you're financing or you're cashing out. And yeah, if you get a brand new truck and you finance it, you're under a 2-year warranty, or if you had a 5-year warranty, you know, yeah, you have some kind of comfort with that compared to an older truck. But if you're looking at a $500,000, $600,000 dealership truck or an old school truck, you got the same advantages and disadvantages. Same shit. They're both ready to blow the fuck up at any given time. So do you want to finance $63,000 plus APR and all that kind of stuff, have a payment over your head and everything else, hoping and praying that what's going to happen don't happen? That's almost like standing in the middle of the train track and hoping a train don't come. It's eventually going to come. FJ, once I switched over to percentage, I started making way more and needing to do less miles. My company has different types of trailers, and now I'm switching between flatbed and dry van. Is this making sense though? What I'm telling you guys, I'm trying to explain to you guys, or it's not making sense? If I bought my Hurricane truck today for $70,000 and that happened, where would I be at? Where would I be at? Think about it. If I just bought the Hurricane truck, paid, you saw what they're going for. They're going for pretty much $70,000. 68, 69, whatever, 70 grand. I'm just round up. So let's just say I just bought that truck for 70 grand, had it for 1 month, and the engine. I mean, if you look at all the engine codes and all that kind of stuff and plug in all that kind of shit. Ah, damn it, I'm not answering that one. It never overheated, never had a problem. It just when it felt like it wanted to drop a sleeve, it just did it. You know, so deleted trucks pass smog. I didn't know that. Well, I'm just telling you from my experience, or like, you guys might go to some creepy ass, fucking weirdo ass, fucking smog technician kind of bullshit, whatever. I mean, I failed a smog for the goddamn fucking coolant sensor was not working. A coolant sensor. What the fuck does coolant and a coolant sensor have to do with smog? You see what I'm saying? None of it makes any sense. I'm like, well, shit, this is a coolant sensor. I got it ordered. Fuck it. Let me go just smog this bitch real quick. And I felt a fucking smog for a coolant sensor. Does that make any goddamn sense to you guys? It makes zero sense to me. So I don't know what the fuck they're looking for. And if you're deleted, I'm not saying just roll up there to some stranger you don't know and say, hey man, I want a smog. You would be hurting, losing money all over the place. Yeah, think about that. If I bought that hurricane truck, let's say a month ago, and I financed $70,000, I'd be all the way fucked. Right? And when a driver's driving it, you don't know how it happened, what happened, all that kind of stuff. If they paid attention, they didn't pay attention. And you don't know how bad the damage is. See, that's why I rebuilt that Freightliner before anything happened, because I know that motherfucker's still running good. That means there's no damage. I can get in there, rebuild that shit, get it done, and get it out at a reasonable price. Going down the hill with the engine turned off, 80,000 pounds pushing that engine, making it turn. I mean, the guy got a big ass ratchet and torque bar and put on the crank to see if he can get the damn crank to turn. He was standing on the motherfucker. He's 200 pounds standing on it, and he couldn't get the fucking ratchet to move. Couldn't get the ratchet to move. Which means there's some cracked shit, there's some bent shit, and there's some fucked up shit. I'm not willing to open up Pandora's box. You know what I mean? So that's when you end up spending $50,000, $60,000 on a rebuild. So, you guys have any questions or anything? Like, I hope this video makes sense. We've been on an hour. I'm trying to make these live streams shorter, but I hope this is all making sense to you guys. You know, just because you finance, just because you're at the dealership, just because of all that, don't mean you're protected. It don't. And this fucking phone just ain't gonna shut the fuck up, so I have to get off. So, you guys keep holding it down. Be safe. And I'll try to get some pre-recorded shit. California's doing all kinds of weirdo shit, so I'm just watching California. I post things up at, as I hear it. But we're gonna have a crazy ass 2026. Venezuela, already got taken over by us and shit. That's never happened in history that I know of. But I ain't no history guru either, so but there's a lot of shit going on in 2026. So make it your year, guys. Make it your year. Make smart decisions, make smart moves, invest in yourself. Because when you invest in these other companies, man, at a drop of a hat, they can let you go for no reason.